every once in a while, I like to come to the seaside, you know, enjoy the good sands, the lovely beach, and, you know, read a good book on my little deck chair, just here hanging around as a tiny toy, you know, on a giant deck chair, which is made for normal humans. But for some reason, I don't get that. I read a good book on my little deck chair, just here hanging around as a tiny toy, you know, on a giant deck chair, which is made for normal humans. But for some reason, I don't get that. I come here and I get attacked. So, today we are doing a 1 million point showdown between the naval forces with my lovely green battleships facing against the dangerous blue aircraft carriers and the swarm of small tan commandos. We have got an armies of 1 million points on each side, dead on 1 million points as well, because boats are actually pointed in a way that you could do this quite easily. So we have got quite an array of different stuffs in front of me. We have in front of me 8 battleships. These are known colloquially as the BB-70s. We have, I've got to get the sheet up still, 20 submarines. These are the TX-9 submarines, the best of their class. We have 20 little patrol boats, PBR-30s. And then for randomness, because we had 30k points left and we had to use them on something, we have landing crafts. Landing crafts are, I don't know what they're going to do as a naval force, but they exist as a very slow naval force that is designed for small infantry movement. But yeah. Anyway, so we've got loads, and look at these guns. Aren't they guns beautiful? These guns are some big old guns. I think these are possibly the biggest cannons in the game other than some of the tanks and commando stuff. Then we come over to the brick ladders. We have only got a small force here. This is our smallest force today, mainly because of the point cost of these guys. So let's talk about the CB-70, sorry. Assault boats. That is the little assault boats down here. They're so cute. I love them so much. They're so pretty. So pretty. And then we can talk about these things. Okay, let's talk about the aircraft carrier. It has got multiple guns on it that are shooting things. It spawns in little planes itself, the little biplanes, so some of my favorite models. We have a total of 5 of them, as you can see quite simply, because there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, and there's 5. Anyway, and then we have a swarm of smaller boats over here. This is the TANs. This is the commandos offering. There's only 2 things that the commandos offer. Actually, the same as the boats. Big boats. But they have some of the cheapest costs. So we have actually got 66 guys on here. We have 16 of the assault military boats. The MB-12 military boats, they're called. And 20 of the JU-20 jet skis, which is so cute. I think they're adorable. Look at them. So yeah, who's gonna win this fight? Let me know in the comments. Oh, and yeah, we obviously don't have robots, because if robots had a sea faction and had sea stuff, I think they would find themselves causing some problems. You know, water, electrics don't really mix. So yeah, no robots in today's video. So let's find out which of these factions is going to win. Okay, so we've moved them all close into one another, and now they're actually moving. We've actually just let them go a little bit, so there is the first spy planes have spawned in, and you can see that we seem to have a bit of a deviation of 2 halves. Actually, it seems like the majority of the Lego guys are going towards the TAN forces. Whoopsies. Might have placed those a little bit closer to one another. Whereas the Greens are dealing with a bit of a subservient amount of both factions. It seems to be pretty equal, actually, in terms of who's attacking what. So, yeah, we can see some of the big firefights going off here, as TANs are losing a lot of their little guys. We have a few green dead boats, actually. There's like 2 at least. It would appear, though, that the thingies have died over there quite quickly. This little subsection force has kind of got obliterated. The TANs have got destroyed on this front, which is unsurprising. And the TANs have died over here, and there's only a few blues left. I think we know who's going to win this fight. I think that maybe the battle squadron was a little bit too tight. It's interesting though to see. It is interesting though to see who wins this fight. Who do you think it's gonna be? I wonder. As we lose, the first of 5 battleships has been destroyed, but we haven't really lost anything big for the Greens yet. The Greens have literally just lost their small stuff. Oh no, they have lost a submarine. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, and another submarine's dead. Is there any... Oh, and another submarine's dead. Ooh, this is getting heavy. There's a lot of rockets going in. There's a few dead helicopter planes over there, but the planes seem to have destroyed... Actually, they seem to have destroyed pretty well against this submarine squadron, but obviously there is still a lot of other troops coming in that they didn't manage to take out earlier. I think if we'd have put the blues and the yellows together, they might have stood a chance. I'm going to try that after this. I'm going to see if both the blue faction and the yellow faction, so the bricks and the commandos, if they dual team it, do you think they'll win? I think they might. I think there's a bit more of a chance then. I think there's definitely some more. But I think we can definitely say this is going to be in the Greens' victory now, because they are destroying them. They are absolutely destroying them. There is not much hope left for these 3 giant battleships that are... 4 battleships. They're all still alive. That is quite impressive. There's not much hope anyway for them, as the green forces just move in, and honestly, there's not a whole lot of damage these guys do. They don't deal a lot. They have... Really, they just have the, what's it called? The aircraft carrier guns. The air defense AA guns. That's what I'm looking for. AA guns. There is 1 helicopter spawning in now. I think we're going to probably see our first one, another battleship destroy in a second. It looks like this one's starting to take quite a bit of fire, and I think it could die from this. There's a lot of fire coming in now. That's done some damage, but they have managed to destroy a few more submarines. But the battleships are still alive, and that's the scary thing. I don't know, like I feel like there is actually a possibility the blues could actually pull this back, because there's only really the battleships left. There's a few submarines over here, and I think there is still the what's it called? I haven't seen them actually. There was somewhere. I've lost what happened to them, but I'm assuming the landing craft died. The little boats have definitely stood no chance. What will happen though if the Greens do it? Come on, Greens, you got this. You got this. The Greens seem to be doing fairly well at the moment. I think my forces I think the green forces, I think they've won it. I think my elite squadron of ships, my elite battle force has won it. The thing is though, is they're struggling against hitting the aircraft, which is quite interesting. Because of the way the aircraft moves, a lot of the missiles can miss it quite easily. So a lot of their big damage dealing things are just kind of bypassing it altogether. But we are now seeing, I think this is it. I think we're going to see at least one of them die in the next few seconds. Because there's a lot of damage hitting these aircraft carriers. And let's see, that volley could have done it. This one might, maybe. There's a lot of volleys going off here. There we go. There's one of them dead. There's another one dead. Okay, that's pretty big. I think there's... Okay. There is actually a dead battleship here. That's pretty impressive. I think that might... Oh, hello. Look at that. See, this is what I mean. Like, that could prevent them. That's the thing. Like, the aircraft does definitely distract them and take away from the missiles. There's the third one. Then there's one more to go, and then it will be GG for the Blues. I definitely think that was a very easy victory for these guys. The Greens definitely took home today the fight for their serenity and peace and my pride. Okay, let's give that another go, but this time with the Tans and the Blues teaming up against the Greens. We are seeing the Greens move against both sides now, the Blues and the Tans. Now, I've left the Blues and the Tans where they are, so they kind of divvy up. I just felt like it'd be a bit boring if they don't, so who knows what's going to happen now. Are we going to get some more victories for them all? Is there going to be some more Greens destroying the enemies of the Blues? The blue planes seem to have decided to go over this way. There's actually quite a lot of them spawned in. I didn't realize there was that many. Okay, so the patrol boat fight. How was this going? We've lost a few patrol boats here, but this thing is these patrol boats are doing a lot of damage. Like, this is taking out a lot more than it should be. You consider it. Like, we seem to have a bit of a mess here. There's a lot of dead boats. The first fights are going off here. The planes seem to have decided to go all the way over there and then turn around. I mean, they could have been helpful in this initial fight, but I guess the blues are basically going to let their yellow brethren be decimated. Because there is like one or two more things. Yeah, there is more. Well, that's the blues dead. So the only real question now is what is going to crack off over yonder. Oh my gosh, there is like a dead graveyard here of boats. There where the initial clashes happen between the two sides. The blues, I think the greens are going to win this again, aren't they? They have definitely got the upper hand going into the second half of this, with both the yellows being annihilated and a lot of the small freights going down as well. We've also seen a fair amount of damage onto these initial two aircraft carriers. My brain just went blind to what they were called. The HS something, I've forgotten. It's something or other. It's something, you know what it is. It's the HS-20 or something like that. Anyway, but either way, we are seeing some quite serious damage to them. They are only fighting one battleship at the moment. These rest of the battleships and submarines really need to get a move on. They've only taken out one or two submarines. But yeah. Oh dear. Are we gonna see the plane? These guys take them out? I don't know. This is juicy. This is juicy. I'm sitting on my deck chair still, watching this battle with my little drone camera that's currently flying around. That's what we're gonna pretend this is, even though it's not, and we're definitely not getting shot at. So that's kind of nice. But we are seeing more damage coming towards them. So these guys are mostly all putting their damage into that one over there. We've got more ships coming in now. It's now a case of whether or not these blue aircraft carriers can actually hold out against the remaining green forces, which is quite a lot, to be fair. We've only seen one battleship go down yet, so we still got 7 out in the field. The aircraft are coming back out though, so that's quite big. Yeah, I think it's 7, right? Yeah. Oh wait, no. We look like we've lost 2 battleships, because we've only got 6 in play. So we have lost 2 battleships. That's interesting to note. There is still a good amount of submarines though as well, so that's going to do some serious damage to this aircraft carrier. They can take out the first one. I think this might be game. The only issue is now is I think these guys are probably going to destroy this one quite quickly. Is it going to be a case of death to that one? It is a case of death. That one is now destroyed. There is now more damage all going into the rest. The issue is they definitely are. They're spawning in like a little dude down here, and then he is just literally wasting some of their time. That's quite big as well. It's a lot of the victories that the Blues seem to be getting is through their small troops that are just wasting the time of their main opponents. That's pretty interesting. It shows the point of a balanced force and why it's so critical in this game to have that ability to spawn in things, and why it's actually quite big in certain armies. The certain troops that do spawn in more troops alongside them. So the aircraft carriers are one of the most notable ones spawning in planes, but there is a few new ones with the robot faction as well. I think there's a new little Jeep that we showcased in the showcase that does the same, but spawns in random infantry, which is pretty cool. Okay, so the submarines are all down now. The battleships seem to have decided to get stuck, which is not good news for the Greens, because the Greens could actually lose this because of this little glitch happening right here, right now, which is an interesting one, because I think if the other battleships had actually made a move on and come into the fight, I think this would be a different fight altogether. I think the Greens would have definitely won. I think they'd have taken out at least 1 or 2 more of the aircraft carriers at the moment, but we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting to see when these blue planes come in, if they'll get into the range of the ships that are currently stuck in place. It does not appear so, which is probably quite big, in fact, at this point in the game. Yeah, I think the Blues could actually win this just through the fact that the last 4 battleships are currently stuck in weird limbo. and glitches, which is a shame, really, because I feel like it's not balanced the game. But oh well, that's the joys of pathfinding, you know, in indie AI game that I love to play. Okay, the Greens have decided to wake up and actually do something now. Now we might actually see some movement from the battleships, and hopefully they can get some damage into this initial aircraft carrier coming in. See if they can actually win this game. There is more planes coming off. This is the perfect time for the Blues team. I think the Blues have won this. Well, technically the Blues and Tans, but I'm not really sure how much help the Tans were. Yeah, the small planes being spawned in, I think that might actually guarantee it for them. Now, I mean, it was 1 million points versus 2 million points, so that does say a lot about how good the Navy is for the Greens. It is definitely the most superior of the factions. We've seen that now. We've got definitive proof. Really, they've managed to survive and deal most of them. They probably would have won if not for the little bit of a glitch just here and now. It would probably be interesting to have another little go at this at some point when I have some time available to me. But my voice is gonna go, so I'm not gonna be able to do that tonight. But let's have a poke. Are they going to do it? They're going to do it. I think they're going to destroy it. They're going to come and hunt me next. That's the sad thing. And they're going to send their troops to come and say hello to me. I'm just sat on my deck chair having a chill. And they're going to send their army to me after this, aren't they? But win? I'm kind of curious now. I'm kind of talking a lot. I bet people don't even want to be listening to me talk. Actually, yeah, we've only got one green battleship left. One or two. One. Just the one. Will it destroy one more of these things? I'm going to be honest, I think not now. But it is interesting to see. And I think it's been an interesting game to actually try out and see. Okay, that is the Green Navy dead. Wow. Okay, so 2 million points seems to be the point at which they die. But there wasn't a whole lot left. And I bet if we look at them all, I bet we can find out how much they've got health-wise left. Yeah, you can see it. They've all got pretty low health. There's only... These two have kind of got mid health, but these two are basically nearly dead. In fact, if I did this, I'm probably sure this one would die. Okay, it won't die, but it'll be close. But yeah, no. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video and you want to see more like it, please leave a like and subscribe. There is some other videos that I went through for the other troops and have been messing around with them just to see who's the best. I haven't done the sea stuff before, so I thought I'd give it a go. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!